Welcome, Antonio. Oh, I said I was going to get the pronunciation right. Giugno?
Yes, perfect.
Down at the piece of paper that he prepared.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, well done on the pronunciation there, because many people don't get it. Did you Google it or?
Yeah, a bit of research. I always want to make sure I get it right, but normally I'm a bit slicker than that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's actually the month of June in Italian.
Junior,
So
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Junior. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law, maybe one day, is Sicilian, so he gives me a little bit of coaching here and there. But
Sure.
I still only really know how to say hello. That's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's
Um,
it.
yeah, so we'll keep practicing that. But so yeah, thanks for joining us on this Born Recruitment Ventures journey and this video podcast. We'll put it out there. Keen to tell our viewers and our inquirers and our founders more about LEO and what that can offer for them. So why don't we kick off with that? Tell us a bit about yourself and
Yeah.
also, a bit about yourself, your background, but also what LEO offers to your customers.
Yeah, sure. So thank you, first of all, for having me on. Also, really appreciate it, and really, really excited to work with you guys. Obviously, we've been partnered over sort of recently, and looking forward to moving into the future. There's a lot of alignments in terms of personality and vision and what we want to do in terms of disruption. So great. So I started the business 3 years ago. I've been in recruitment 10 years. Prior to that, worked for Apple for 5 years in customer service training. But in my time in recruitment, I worked as an agency side and then worked internally. And throughout that whole time, I realized that technology was actually adding time to my day. And I thought, the way we're advancing in technology, why is it that we can't find an automated interview scheduler, or we can't automate a lot of the process, because a lot of it is just processing recruitment, bar the interactions that you're having. And a lot of recruiters get bogged down in the process. So for me, when I started this business, I saw it as a journey to create a one marketplace. It was a marketplace originally. It was a great idea. It didn't really hold true, but it was a great idea. So it was where agencies, employers and candidates can interact with each other, transact with each other all in one place, even right through to getting the payment processing, right, from end to end. Yeah. We launched it, and it was sort of like a LinkedIn on steroids. Didn't really do too well, but at the same time, we were running our own agency. Because obviously I had to fund the tech. We had a little bit of seed investment, but not enough to build what we built right now. Yeah. So we built our own recruitment agency, built it across the globe to 50 people. It was all dedicated to working on RPO projects, mainly in the US. Yeah. And we were using our technology to do so. So we were our first customers. We were iterating constantly.
Building it.
Because we had,
because
we had a load of people around the globe. It was remote and it had to be collaborative. And it had to be scalable, and it had to engage with our clients. It had to have really great candidate experience. But then I also was using other tools I won't name them, but analytics tools, like video interviewing tools, temporary tools. And I realized my cost per desk is huge here, so, and plus people's salaries. So I wanted to actually just create an all-in-one. I was like, look, let's just go after the whole market and compete with the whole market. And that's it. Compete with every strain of technology. So at the end of last year, we sort of closed down that recruitment function. And now we are just a pure tech first company. LEO is our recruitment CRM, and it's designed to be an all-in-one platform for recruiters to conduct end-to-end recruitment, to collaborate with their clients on, even internally on the system, and to collaborate with candidates. A lot of it is about really shit-hot user experience, a lot of automation, which takes a lot of flow out of your life, and reduces admin, so recruiters can just focus on filling or delivering for roles, whatever their metric is. So that's pretty much LEO. Does that give you a good understanding?
Yeah, it does. And I know that the typical viewers of this that we're going to put out there will be people that maybe are interested in starting up on their own. As long as you're cool with it, I'd be advising them, get in touch with Antonio, have a demo of the system. Maybe we can do another one of these where we talk through a bit of a demo and record that and put it out there. But the system bolts together really well. Like you say, there's a lot of automation in there, which is so important. Because look, when you're starting your own business, I always think you need to focus on the most important thing. And that's usually generating some clients and getting
sales. Sales, right?
So if the process can be already mapped out and made easy for you, and I know that your CRM does that brilliantly, then it just seems like a no-brainer. So I was really impressed looking around it, and I know that other people will be. So no,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you, and thanks for thanks for choosing Leo as well. You know, it's always an honor to me. Like I said, we're not a big company. We're not a bullhorn. Do you know what I mean? We're not a massive conglomerate. And so when every customer who chooses us, it's like an honor. We get really excited about every customer. Do you know what I mean? And we want to go above and beyond. So it's really nice. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's it's a pleasure, and of course you've got that direct agency experience as well yourself. What would you say you really love about the recruitment industry, Antonio?
So I still, although like, I mean, I'm not an agency recruiter. I'm an agency recruiter at heart. Like, I love the industry, always have been. I'm what I love about the industry, and this is particularly recruitment agency side, so it's different to, you know, employer focus, is the lack of ego. I think like we target recruitment agencies, right, for our sales, but everyone we have a conversation with, it's always pleasant. It's well, not always, but you know, 9 times out of 10, it's pleasant.
More than the average,
more than the average other industries or whatever, because people understand, because they're dealing with people all the time, and people just like to chat in the recruitment industry. So it's always pleasant, even if it's not right for them. People are like, look, it's not right, you know, but thanks a lot. And I found that the lack of ego in the recruitment agency world is fantastic, because everyone's just wants to make money, and you know, and actually everyone does care about people. Like the recruitment industry is not like how people paint it out, like, you know, it's just sharks or whatever. Obviously there are some sharks, but you know, mostly people won't care. They just care about their job. They care about doing the right thing. So that's what I love about the recruitment agency world. Whereas like the employer space, you know, I love the employer space, but there's a lot of ego internally. And I don't know if it's because they work for a brand and they're always getting tapped up by agencies, but there's a lot of ego. People are very quick to judge others, you know, and they're very, you know, a lot of people stick up their nose. I'm not saying all, but a lot of people I've noticed, you know, and this is just my experience. I'm not talking about anyone else's experience. But that's why I like the level of humility in the recruitment agency world.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. You know, we're a people industry. I always think about it in terms of, you know, our product, and I don't want to make it sound like it's commoditized. Our product, the service we provide, is all to do with people. And, you know, the brain, the most complex thing that we know about in the universe, is what we're dealing with every day.
Exactly.
So if you're not a people person, you're in the wrong space.
That's right. 100%. And I suppose it's sorry, 1 second. My daughter's on the floor. 1 second. Let me just give her Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
sorry about it. Do you want Peppa Pig? Yeah, just gotta keep you distracted. Well, what we're doing actually at the moment is for the next 4 weeks giving people a free Netflix or Disney Plus license for when they sign up to Leo.
Right.
And that's just purely because I was like, these guys are loving Disney Plus at the moment when I'm working. Obviously, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, this is the life we live, right?
Yeah. I don't think you shy away from it.
Right, let me find this 1 second. Right, there you go. There's Peppa Pig, yeah. Do you want to go in your own room, yeah?
Peppa Pig.
All right, thank you. Right, yeah, so what was I saying? Where was I? Excuse me for that.
You were, you were giving away Disney Plus and Netflix.
Prior to that, I was talking about people. Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, it is a people. And the thing, I think a lot of people, when they enter recruitment, they think, you know, that they need to be really great at sales. You need to be, you know, really great at closing deals. Obviously, that helps. But I think you learn that as you go along. Do you know what I mean? I think you learn it as you get to it. But actually, the core crux of it is have a conversation with people, you know, whether it's clients or candidates. And if you're genuine, people love that, you know, even if it's clients or candidates.
Yeah, but build a relationship, explain the value when someone asks you about it, and don't be afraid to follow up. That's sort of my mantra, really. Don't worry about the high pressure sales, but don't forget to follow up. So, I mean, what do you see coming next in the recruitment industry, would you say, Antonio? Where do you see, whether it's post-COVID or just what would have naturally come along anyway, where do you see the industry going next? Where's it going to change, if at all?
So, I mean, short term, I think we're going to move into a very temporary Well, so there's a couple of things here which I'm sort of thinking. So I think short term is going to be a lot of temp, and when I say short term, I think it's going to be next year to 2 years. That's sort of temp. That alongside of, I think that a lot of recruiters are going to have to offer alternative solutions to what they're doing typically. And I'm not saying like just don't do contingent. Contingent is great, you know, it works, but offering a bit more for what contingent actually is.
Yes.
So the collaboration, you know, end to end, even the onboarding, dealing with this, because a lot of internal functions are going to be cutting down their onboarding teams, cutting down their recruiters, cutting down their HR teams. So if we can take the pain out of, as recruiters, if we can take the pain out of that journey and not increase their workload, then that's more value. And then also you can actually charge more. So I think you can actually get higher fees for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because although people go, well, look, we should actually cut our fees right now because, you know, COVID, no one's hiring. But actually, it depends on what the value you're providing.
Yeah.
And so I believe that there's going to be more temp, first of all, I think absolutely. Secondly, I think there's going to be more project work that people are going to be focused on. I think, you know, maybe even it's a 10 grand a month to hire 3-4 people or whatever for an organization. You know, I'm just giving stuff out here. And I believe that the way that this will, and obviously I would say because I run a technology business, but I believe that the way you can add a lot of value is the tech, you know, by again, streamlining workloads for customers, clients, and then providing them a place for them to be able to effectively evaluate the candidates, take away a lot of their stress, make them look good, and that's it. So I think that's my 2 pence. I don't know if it'll work, but you know.
Well, look, if we had a crystal ball, we'd already be sitting on a yacht sipping a rum, wouldn't we? So
yeah.
But no, I think you're absolutely right, and it's interesting. James and I have been talking a lot about this, and the added value piece that you talk about there as things go along. The differentiator will be the added value. First of all, the relationship, I think, then the added value. Now, how can a startup recruiter add extra value? Well, of course, it comes from a few different things: having the right systems, having the right support, but also recognizing that there's huge amounts of value in collaboration. So whether that's putting together the, working with the employer for employer branding, helping them set up maybe microsites, helping them manage the whole process, you know, reducing the overall cost, increasing the overall value. So, and of course, whenever things get a bit tricky, we have to adapt and innovate. And that's, I think, what will come next. So all that technology piece will definitely come to the fore. I mean, you started your own agency in the past, obviously, Antonio, and I'm sure you speak to people that are starting up all the time. Is there any specific advice you would have for someone who's maybe just thinking about starting out on their own at the moment?
Yeah. So I would say, so I learned the hard way because we just went and did it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sort of a person that'll just jump and learn to fly. Do you know what I mean? Mess up as I go along. But at the same time, you don't really need to do that. Like, I mean, and I'm not just touting your service here. I'm just saying, actually, if you have a support network, that's great. And actually, the more the collaborations you're talking about, the more support you have. And it's not just like, you know, people holding your hand. You still need to go and do the work. But the more support you have, you know, I guess you can learn those lessons early. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's taken me sort of 3 years to really learn. Not business. I mean, we've done really well over the past 3 years, and we're still doing well, right? But it's taken me to put that business mind on it. Instead of coming from a startup founder or, you know, an entrepreneur to actually a business operator. Yeah. You know, that's taken me 3 years to be a business operator. And so, so I think that would be the biggest piece of advice: is actually seek guidance, seek, you know, anyone you know. Just ask them, even if it's not using the service like this, but actually just anyone you know, and don't be afraid to ask those questions because you don't look dumb because it's just you haven't experienced it before. Perfect. So I'd say that, and then secondly, I'd say actually, you know, just do it. Like you're either gonna fail or you're gonna succeed. You know, it's binary. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But the rewards are so great. You know what I mean? If you run your own business, the rewards are phenomenal. Yes. It's terrible at times and it's scary at times, you know, like, you know, Elon Musk says, you know, running a business is like eating grass and staring into the abyss, you know, basically, first 6 months is fun. Right? It's exciting, but then quickly that goes away, and you have to really focus on operational stuff. But like I said, it's ups and downs. If you do it and you throw yourself into it, and be relentless about your abilities as well, you actually you will get there.
Oh,
If you do it you've got to want to do it. If you do it and you're doing it half-heartedly, you're doing a bit of here, and then you're like, oh, I'm not going to go and, because you have to BD. We're talking a business is not a business unless you're making money. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So otherwise it's just vanity. So you have to BD. And the main thing is, and a lot of people get this they talk about the idea of the business. They talk about what they want to focus on. We want to do this different. We want to do that different. But really your main goal is to make money and as fast as possible.
Yeah. Because you can't sustain anything without it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fantastic advice. Make sure you've got the right support, and support can come through any means. You're right. You could talk to your family and friends about it.
Yeah.
If you're not getting the right feedback from them, go find someone else to ask the questions to.
Precisely.
Yeah, exactly. And secondly, you've got to take that leap of faith, like you say. Sooner or later, if you keep waking up at night thinking about it, or waking up in the morning thinking about it, well, follow your gut. Your gut is saying, "Let's do this." So then think about how to.
And what's the worst that can happen? You just go work for someone else afterwards if it doesn't work.
Exactly. Again, another great way. Clearly, we're both a pair of risk-taking entrepreneurs. But by the sounds of it, but with the support network, you've always got someone to go to. And our strapline really is going it alone doesn't mean you've got to be on your own. And that's all about, right? You'll be in charge. You'll be the boss of your own business, but you'll have some people around you that you can ask questions of. And even if
which is important, it's so important.
Exactly. Even if we don't know the answer, we'll go and find out, or we'll be a friend, a companion, a collaboration. You've always got someone, and you're included in that, Antonio. People can ask you those questions. You're part of the network.
100%. Yeah, of course. The thing is, it's great as well because if you have that structure there, and then you go, people could go and if you go to market and you go to a company, you look at this is what we did. And when I was running the agency, we looked at the companies that really needed a support with hiring. Yeah. So there was a couple in America that their brand stunk, or didn't stink. They just weren't known, but they were huge. They were competing against the Facebooks, Microsofts as well for technical talent. Yeah. And we just went with a different proposition. We just went, okay, well, let's do it this way. We'll do it with advertising. We'll do it with real high touch experience and tech. Combine those. And we won a big piece of work for it. It was actually a huge piece of work, which is great. But I'd never pitched that work before. So it is a bit of if you are running a business or you're starting a business, you need to make sure that you're just being a bit creative, being a bit of a hustler. It is hustle at the same time. Yeah. Obviously, we care about our customers and we care in the delivery. But until you've got the opportunity to deliver, you've got to hustle your way to get to that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, perfect. I think that's so important. Absolutely. It sounds to me like you soak up a lot of information in terms of, you've referenced Elon Musk, you've talked about the times you work in America. Do you read any stuff like books, training guides? Have you got any advice or recommendations for people in that regard?
100% every day. I don't read, okay? I don't read because I just don't have the patience. I think I've got ADHD, but I listen. So even if someone sends me a big email, I don't read it. I'll just scan it and just try and make out the pieces of it, because I just don't have it just doesn't work for me. Yeah. But I listen to a lot of stuff. So every morning I'm listening to a lot of not motivational stuff, more spiritual stuff. So like law of attraction stuff. I don't know if you know a woman called Abraham Hicks, or it's a woman called Esther Hicks, but she channels an entity which is Abraham. Okay. And it's all about the law of attraction. So all about how if you get into the vortex, get into the frequency of what you want, even if it's not there yet, just feel as if you have it. It tends to come. Yeah. Since I've been in this journey, and this has been a sort of inward journey for 14 years. And I focus on constantly, because it's difficult. It's a daily thing. Sorry, 1 second. No, you can't play that. Okay. Chill out for a bit and then I'll be finished soon. Okay. so yeah, since I've been on this inward journey, my life has transformed, and so I do a lot of self work. But that being said, it's not something that I could do like a week and then go, right, I'm done now.
No.
Because if you don't do it for like a day, then you don't sort of like get your mind straight in the morning just for a day, your day ruined. It's ruined in my mind anyway. My feelings are ruined. Do you know what I mean? So Zig Ziglar, he says that, the mind, we have a shower every day, right? We go and have a shower and we wash ourselves because we don't want to stink, right?
Yeah.
The same as the mind. Like, we need to clean our mind every morning as well, because otherwise, he says, you get stinking thinking,
Right.
So, and in this world, particularly the fear that's out there today, like COVID is a scary thing. Do you know what I mean? Awesome. I've got this one here. This is actually Leo here.
Yeah. Hi, Leo. Hello, mate.
Can I say hello?
I understand that.
Cool. Okay, run off now because I'm on this. You want to say hello? Say hello then. Everyone wants to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So in this world, it's a particularly scary place, right? With COVID, uncertainty, job cuts everywhere, and we work in the place of movement of people, and the movement of people is not happening as at the scale of what it did before. So that can also affect you internally. A lot of recruitment business owners who I know who have been 40 people reduced down to 3 are billing themselves now. Directors, they were directors of 40 people billing themselves now.
Yeah.
These guys are saying, it had a massive toll on my mental health.
Yeah.
Naturally, that's natural.
Of course.
So at this time, more so, I feel like a lot of people need to be doing this daily stuff of, whether it's listening to an audio book, whether it's listening to a motivational talk on YouTube, there's so many out there, whether it's listening to stuff around the law of attraction, so much stuff out there. Do it for all you need to do, wake up, don't even check your phone, don't check your computer, don't look at your emails, because immediately we go to our phones, don't we?
Yeah.
Just get up, either do a run, put motivational talk on, or just listen to a motivational talk, meditate. Trust me, it changes the day. That's what I do every day. And I try to. Do you know what I mean?
And it's about nourishment, isn't it? At the end of the day, you don't nourish your body, you'll see the ill effects of it. You don't nourish your mind, you'll see the ill effects of it. And, I've listened to and understood quite a lot of the stuff you're talking about. I've been, I've exposed myself to it. I don't think I'm doing it quite as routine maybe as you, but the most important thing for me is surround yourself with positivity and be grateful for what you have got, because there's a lot of people a lot worse off. Yes.
Boom. Love that.
But the gratitude, look, I've got, 2 healthy kids, a gorgeous wife, a nice house to live in. I've got hot and cold running water, food in the fridge.
What do you need?
Life's good. So now I use that as a platform and we build from it,
And when you feel, when you're in that vibe, that feeling, like more things come for you to be grateful for. Have you noticed people who are like, people who listen to this right now, people that it always happens to them. Shit always happens to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they could be in the street. Someone could come up to them and like start just being an arsehole to them.
Yeah.
And it always happens to them. And that's because that's the frequency they're on. Everything is energy. Do you know what I mean? Everything is energy. Actually, the CIA just really declassified some documents, right? That I guess corroborates the hypothesis that we're living in a hologram, which means that the law of attraction is real.
Okay.
So, and it's energy. So I know this sounds crazy. I know you probably weren't thinking you would go down that.
No, I'm glad we've gone down this route. I like the interesting stuff.
Yeah. So again, it's not necessarily like being. It's just about, as you said, it's not about being positive when shit is going wrong. It's about actually just being grateful. That gratitude piece is fantastic. The other day, with the kids every morning, I'm like to them, what are you grateful for today? Teaching them gratitude at a young age. So instead of them thinking about, I need to get the next Peppa Pig toy, they're like, I love my Peppa Pig toy at the moment. I love this. I love the windows, they were saying the other day. Just they like windows.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, there you go. And I think as you encourage that, you start to see more of it in the world, which is so important. And that positivity, people think I'm either half full or half empty. Well, actually, that's nonsense. You could choose at any moment to be half full.
Choice. Love that.
And it's up to you. So, and that's cool, because all this collaboration piece, people thinking, but it sounds good for you, but I don't know if I could do that. Well, actually, if you surround yourself with the right people, it's achievable for all of us. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
So, anything else we're about on time, and I can see that you're very busy with work and there's some family commitments in the home at the moment. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I mean, I just think don't take it too seriously. Life. It's obviously you need to take your business seriously. You need to get that, but if you get out your own way, it often comes anyway.
Yeah.
And so by just going for doing what you like, the only reason when I set up this business, I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to prove that I can do it. I'm not. My background. Typically people from my background don't do what sort of I've achieved so far. I haven't done much, but so far.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like just go and do it. Don't let anything hold you back. And even there's a couple of things. So the positivity. If people are giving you negativity, just sideline it.
Yeah.
Stay focused on the positive. If you feel like you're struggling, ask for help. And then obviously make sure that you're in the right mindset yourself every day to do it. So I think that's really the main stuff I'd say.
Perfect, great stuff, really, really cool. And how can people contact you? What's the best way they can get in touch with you, find you, or ask you any other questions, Antonio?
So yeah, just type in Antonio Giugno on LinkedIn or drop me an email, antonio@hirewithleo.com.
Yeah.
And anyone got any questions, even just about starting a business, just about building your business, just feel free to get in touch. If you want to participate in the CRM and use that, great. But if not, I'm here for advice for anyone.
Yeah, amazing. I'll make sure in any notes that I type up with this, well, I'll type up all the notes and I'll put all your contact details in there. And I would encourage people to make contact with you because I think you're a positivity powerhouse, which is excellent. That's what we all need. But also, I know Leo is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer for the industry. I kind of want to keep it a secret because I want it just to be available for the Born founders. But
that's funny. Someone said that the other day. Actually, there was like, and I was like, I've never heard of it, but I really like that, because it's like this is this cool tool I'm using. Yeah,
exactly. And so I know that people will get immense value out of that. So I'll share all the details. Thanks for giving up half an hour or so of your valuable time. Really appreciate that.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Well, look, have a good day. I know that you're working today, but make sure you spend as much time as you can with them kids because they look absolutely beautiful. And I'm sure they're the apple of your eye and the cause of many sleepless nights at the same time.